Hello everyone, and today not today, but a few days ago, on my way back from camping, I got to see the new Mission Impossible, and I'm here to essentially give you my thoughts on it, and I'm sorry this is a bit late, because a lot of people made the reviews of this last week, so I'm a little bit late to the party with this review. I do apologize, but in this movie, essentially, Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, basically with the new IMF now disbanded and Ethan Hunt played by Tom Cruise, out in the cold, a new threat called the Syndicate soon emerges. The Syndicate is a network of highly skilled operatives who are dedicated to establishing a new world order via an escalating series of terrorist attacks, blah 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 blah. Basically, that's the movie. Well, that's the story for the movie, essentially. And in this movie, we get to, and essentially in every single movie, we get to see a new trailer. I mean, not a new trailer, a new director coming to the roles and really bring it out. Like, I forgot who directed the first one. I'm sorry, I forgot who directed the first Mission Impossible. The Mission Impossible 2 was directed by John Woo. The third Mission Impossible 3 was directed by J.J. Abrams, and the last one that came out was in 2011, directed by Brad Bird. And I'll quickly tell you my thoughts on those last movies, because I did actually a bit of a marathon of those movies before I saw the new Mission Impossible, and I gotta say, of all of them, well, very, very quickly, my thoughts on the previous installments. The first one I think is really good. It hasn't really come to... I think it's kind of dated by certain things, but I do think it's overall very solid. The second one, not really that great, really. The third one is pretty good, and the fourth one is awesome. And seeing this new one, I'm definitely going to say, a lot of people are saying this, is it better than the fourth? Is Rogue Nation better than Ghost Protocol? No. I loved Ghost Protocol. I really did. I love Ghost Protocol. That's one of the best films of that year, 2011. Easily, I will say that. But while I do really enjoy this movie, it's not perfect. But before I talk about the negatives, let's talk about the positives, because there's a lot. Number one, the acting. Holy crap, it's excellent. I do really like Tom Cruise, although I did, of course, his personal type of things and stuff like that, to leave it out. Like Scientology and all that. I'm not going to touch it right now. But I do really like Tom Cruise. In my opinion, like, oh yeah, and in this movie, you have the director in this movie is Christopher McQuarrie, and he also directed Jack Reacher, which also starred Tom Cruise, which I thought was not the best movie ever, but but first things first, the acting in this movie is excellent. It's really, really great. Tom Cruise is awesome as always, and he's really by his charm. Like, where I really, to me, is like, where I really hated last year's Edge of Tomorrow. To me, I see this as an apology from Tom Cruise. He's like, I'm sorry, Jack. He's a much better movie in my opinion. Hopefully you'll like it more. And to me, I will happily accept it, because I really love this movie. I really, really did. The acting was great. Tom Cruise, of course, once as ever. As always, he's really, really cool. You can see a lot of commitment and effort just in this movie, and you really just believe the camaraderie and essence of friendship, essentially, in the movie with everyone else in this movie. And of course, you also have Jeremy Renner in this movie, and he's really great. Simon Pegg, who I love in this movie. He just adds such a great level of great comedic side points or comedic moments, but without the comedic moments really detracting from the film. It really keeps it just as good, in my opinion. And you get to see Bing Rhymes at times. You also get to see Alec Baldwin, and they're also really good. But the person in this movie who I will say really surprised me is Rebecca Ferguson in this movie, and holy crap, she is awesome. She just adds a lot of femininity and kick-assery to her own character. Like, there's a sense that she's really, really self-independent, but also really beautiful, and just this woman in this movie just has it all, really. I'm definitely going to say it. She just has it all. She's beautiful, she's deadly, she's trained well, she's gorgeous. Just, wow. I just loved her character. And her performance is exceptional, in my opinion. It's really great. She's really, really great in this movie. And, the action in this movie is also awesome. Like, there's a scene under, like, this, I wouldn't say water tank, but it's like a high pressurized water system where you get to see it in the trailer, and he gets hit in the chest with something. He's like, and you get to see, like, his mouth breathing in peace, or fly out of his mouth. Like, that scene alone, I was like, I was really into it, and I can actually kind of feel like my body was being filled up with water, and like, it really does put you in his perspective very, very well, and you really feel like they get a sense of both tone of atmosphere and singing with it. You don't want to feel just as tense and just as high on edge as he may be, and you're just much of just where you just say when I'm just sitting in the theater and you just want to feel like just fucking do it. You're really, really on the edge because you really know it's going to put you in Tom Cruise's perspective, and I think it's really, really well done. And there's another scene that you get to see with a motorcycle chase that I will say is one of the top tier greatest motorcycle chases in all of cinema. This is really, really saying something, but I am going to definitely say that. And the scene with him on the side of an airplane, I love how they. Sorry, I thought. I loved how they really kept him, like, and they did that in the beginning of the film, but it felt like they were playing their cards too early in that scene. It was like, okay, we'll do that first, and then we'll keep it more intense. It's not going to make everything more bigger than that. You're just going to get more tense. And I love how they really do pay that off in that certain degree. It's like, we'll start off big with something awesome, while everything else may not be as big as that. It would definitely have still just the right amount of tension and intensity that it has, and I think that's really, really well done. And the way it's shot, the way it's edited, the music, the whole thing, the technique of this film, and the effort and the passion put into it is awesome. I loved that. However, the film was not perfect. I do have a few problems. Number one, I do think, while I do enjoy the running time and all this type of movie, I feel like by the end, it kind of does overstay its welcome. Like, this isn't an hour and a half type of movie. This is like a 2 hour, 10-minute film, I believe. Is it? Let's see. 2 hours and 11 minutes. Yes. It's 2 hours and 11 minutes long, and you feel like it could be like 10, 15 minutes. Like, you could feel like 15 minutes of this movie that could be trimmed at parts. And I do think at the end kind of overstays its welcome. And I will say that the story gets a little convoluted for its own sake. And I will say, watching the other movies leading up to this, it seems like they're really trying nothing new. It seems like they're always sticking to the idea of the IMF organization being out of it, or going rogue, or being betrayed. It's like they're not really stepping out of their own range in this movie. It seems like they're playing to their strengths, but they're not doing anything more innovative or brilliant. And granted, I know they can't go full out because they're not like a French, like, Kubrick-esque type of film, but come on, like, you could really step out your own game in this movie. But in the end, that last thing I just said, I was just truly nitpicking, and I do apologize for that. But in the end, the new Mission Impossible movie, in my opinion, is awesome. I loved it. I'm not going to give it a 90 something and above. I'm going to give this film an overall 87%. In the end, I really, really loved Mission Impossible, Rogue Nation. I really did love Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, and I will give it in the end my final rating, an 89%. That's my rating for the movie. That's as high as I'm going to give this film in terms of rating, but in the end, that's my thoughts on the newest Mission Impossible movie I've run. I really do hope you enjoy it, and in the end, that this is just my opinion, and thank you for watching as always, everyone, and stick around as always, because there'll be more videos in the future though, and of course, till then everyone, thank you for watching. I am out. I love you all. Bye.